The Conceited Knowbody. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
What's up, what's up, what's up? We back. And my mic was still muted. Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? We back with another edition of the best podcast you never heard of, Conceited Knowbody. It's episode 139. It's a special episode, but before we get to the details of this special episode, you already know this is Taurus, a.k.a. Heartthrob Harrison, a.k.a. the Commodity, a.k.a. the low-key legend, a.k.a. dark-skinned Thanos. Yeah. If I love you, I'll throw you off the cliff for the soul stone. Beware. You know how we do it, man. We in here with the squad. To my right, we got the man who make it happen, Renaissance motherfucking Juvie. How you feeling?
Shit, feeling pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good, ready to get busy. Back again to Conceited Knowbody, man. You know, now it's just like, we so consistent, man. Everything come Tuesday, motherfucker better not even ask me. I got the podcast today. You got the podcast today. Hey, man, you know it, man.
I was just telling Jason, man.
Literally.
I was just telling Jason how offended I get with somebody. Shout out to Nate. Nate gonna ask me when I come to his comedy show tonight.
Should be pissing me off.
I almost said, fuck you, Nate. Nate, you know on Tuesdays I do my show. I feel offended when somebody
That's
asks
what I
me.
be saying, like in the gym. I'm
Yeah.
at the coach's Tuesday. I don't even gotta say nothing, motherfuckers. I'm like, it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? It's all right, it's a long day.
To his right, we got Chicago Jason. Hey, that's your name, man. You should have go Jason R. Chicago Jason.
Chicago Jason.
At Go Jason now on the internet, but I'm Jason Richie, nigga. AKA.
You ain't Jason Richie. That's your slave name.
AKA Richie.
Listen,
Richie.
man.
You came from a Richie plantation.
Nigga, yeah, that's some scattered shit. Nigga.
Hold on.
Probably white than a motherfucker.
I'm gonna tell you some serious stuff though. Like a lot of people say, one thing I hate when people say my government name. Like the government didn't name your mama name.
No, yeah.
I hate when people say that. But a fast fact though, like a lot of people don't know that a lot of names that we deem European are really names that black people. Because you know, at one time we ruled Europe. They commonly refer to it as the Dark Ages now to denigrate that era. They hate to talk about it. But a lot of the names,
Oh, we would have played.
huh?
Oh, we would have played.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what a lot of names was black people. Like if you ever studied like King James, he was a black person. People don't want to go into that because they want to use that as a way to try to dissuade people using or believing the scriptures, which he didn't have anything to do with the scriptures directly anyway, except authorize the translation. But Charles Stewart, the king, like people don't know, like Stewart, that means black. Like Schwarzenegger, Schwartz mean black. Negger. You know what I'm saying? It's just the name that over time they adopted. Or even the term Saxon, like we hear Anglo-Saxon. Saxon means sons of Isaac.
I didn't know.
Because they don't want us to know that stuff. But it's like when you think about Africa, you think about wallabies chasing niggas down the street. They don't want to tell you that they're going over there stealing everything, all the resources, because they want to keep you away from that or whatever. But hey, I went on a tangent. To his right, we got the guest, the man of the hour, former guest. I don't even like calling you like a former guest. You a friend of the show. Part two. He was here previously. Lauren. Is that what you go by? You go by
LJ.
LJ.
Yeah.
I sound like I was saying his government name. No, but
All back.
it's definitely good to have you back up in here, man.
I appreciate it.
Second time on here. Since the last time we have been in contact sporadically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hit you up, check on you, see how the progress going. Just a quick recap for anybody who's not familiar with LJ or what's going on with him in his life. He was previously on here talking about man, it's so fantastic. Something like this far out. Talking about, and I'm just gonna be blunt, man. I hope it sounded bad as I intended for it to sound, but the selling of his son, who he was previously told by his one-time girlfriend that the child died during birth. It's some egregious things detailed with this. If y'all give me a second, let me text my mama. She told me good night. I gotta text my mama, man. If I don't text her back, man, she'd call everybody in the family and say, where have y'all talked to him? She'd send people after me.
I thought that was customary. I thought that was just,
Oh yeah.
even if you just not answering the phone.
They will not. If I die, I want to die in peace. I don't want to be dead and somebody banging on my door and shit, trying to prevent what I'm doing. But no, LJ was here last time. He talked about Reagan, Anja. In my view, a cult leader from the cult, the healing place. And I'm just gonna call it how I see it. I don't have a horse in the race, cat in the race. I tell people all the time that I'm a fan of facts. I have a glutton for truth. I'm a glutton for truth. And just like I said, recap, they was in a relationship, and this everybody almost familiar with the story.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that's familiar with the story. It's gaining a lot of traction. We have been reached out to by several individuals that want to do documentaries or just to kind of get the story out further, and then see if we can make an impact as far as the laws and everything are concerned, and try to alleviate those loopholes that might have been exploited by whatever law firms were used or agencies were used to help to facilitate the fraudulent adoption.
And that's the key thing that we talk about. We talked about the last time, the fraudulent adoption, the rape allegations that occur, and then it's not you not only talk to us about this, you've been on other platforms. And like, I'm not the type of person to go with the consensus, who just go with somebody because everybody else saying too. But when you listen to this story objectively, you see a lot of people who just see right through it. They see right through the facade that she was presenting, that she was victimized in this situation, that she was a victim of rape. And one of the things we're gonna talk about is that, like, to be falsely accused.
Oh man, that's horrible.
It's like we all been falsely accused of different things, but not to this degree. And we're gonna talk about like the impact it had on you and how it changed your view on, and if it did change your view on relationships or how you deal with women, and just bring us to instances where we've heard about this and like what should be the punishment for these things, which in the process of something going on, you know what I'm saying, where you've been slandered and you trying to handle that.
Oh yeah,
like definitely. A lot of people take that and just run with it.
Yeah, a lot of people, take it on the chin, but there's ways to fight back, especially when somebody's slandering your name, and especially for these type of allegations. We just went through a whole 2-3 years of what they call the Me Too movement, and I'm not bashing that movement. We definitely want women to come out and speak on their experiences when it comes to what they might have encountered, that especially if it was detrimental to them. But here's the thing: there's a element that would seek to exploit those types of movements,
For sure.
and and it's just like any movement, like the BLM movement, all these different other aspects of societal nature, and you have somebody always it's like, okay, I can capitalize on that. Let's see how I can further my own agenda, and it's the same thing. So with the my specific situation, I filed a defamation lawsuit, not only against the individual that has been making those allegations, but a lot of her business associations.
But let me just pause you right there, because we're going to get you forward in the interview.
Okay.
I do want to do a brief recap, just for anybody who isn't familiar with what actually happened, the allegations, and we're going to go real quick with it. But you and Reagan was in a relationship at one point in time.
Yeah, I was in a relationship with that individual, yes.
And it was for, all intents and purposes, a loving relationship at a point.
That's correct.
You was there, you was a role model for her son.
That's
you
correct.
Provided stability, and at the time she was on medication that you didn't know about.
That is correct.
And then I'm just rehashing, so correct me if I'm wrong or if you want to add anything. Did she start acting out and you stumbled upon the medication?
That's correct.
And like I said, Jason wasn't here, and then we have people who haven't heard this. how was your how did you feel about her at this time? Like,
I care for her greatly. Like I said, I mean, you don't just start dealing with somebody and then taking care of their kids and you don't care nothing about them.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
and when you stumbled on the medication, what was her response to you finding it? It was like a bunch of pills. Do you remember what any of the medication was?
I don't remember the names of any of the medications. It's documented, but I don't recall off the top of my head the names of any of the medication. But basically, it was a situation where I was informed that I might be in danger, because there was a mental health
And
problem that was going on.
And when you say in danger, this is, I remember correctly, this is when she told you that she could possibly kill you or harm you.
That's correct.
When you hear this, what goes through your mind? Because this is a person that you care about. Start, take care of her and her child, trying to provide the stable environment that most women clamor for.
Right. So like I said, when you care about somebody, you definitely want to make sure that they're okay, especially when they're on the verge of some sort of trauma or anything like that. So I kicked into that mode, but also, you kick into survival mode when you say, oh well,
Sure.
I might be at risk in this situation. So I'm like, okay, I need to step back, and then we can try to see about getting some assistance, some other way, because we hear about how many people that get killed in their sleep and all of this different
Hot
stuff
grits.
or whatever. They don't see it coming, and I mean, when you're in that type of relationship, it's a lot of opportunity for you not to see it coming.
Yeah.
And when you say you step back or you did a bit of self-preservation, what did you do?
Like
Sleep with one eye open?
No. I left, the residence. I'm not in a situation like that. You don't sleep on something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so you took it
Well
serious.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anytime that, this is just how I live. But anytime life or the loss of life is mentioned, it's always serious. It's never a play thing, and I'm never gonna not protect myself or my family or whatever when somebody mentions that, oh hey, a life might be at stake.
Especially home.
And how long were you together?
State.
Approximately 4 months or so, from December, early December to mid-April.
And during this time, have you done anything to provoke her to
Absolutely
pregnant
not.
you? Okay, so everything was just out of the blue,
Just out the blue.
Okay, and so during this time, you were sexually active.
Correct.
So okay, you in a relationship, and you weren't using protection at this time.
No.
And if anybody who has any common sense, when you don't use protection in sex, things happen like sperm rundowns on the egg, and things happen. And one of those things did happen.
Correct.
She got pregnant.
Correct.
And when she told you, well, she didn't. Did she actually tell you she was pregnant?
Yeah, no, we found out actually at the same time.
Okay. It was
Yeah.
like she was having symptoms. Y'all took the test.
Yeah. So there was made mention of a certain individual that is an associate, and the test was actually taken at that individual's house, and that's when we found out.
And without saying an individual name, it was a male.
No,
female?
it was a female.
Okay. When you saw the results of the test, what was the first reaction you had?
Oh man, I mean, it's the same reaction that any guy has. I'm about to be a
I
father.
say any guy.
Yeah. somehow right out that window. See you later, single mother.
No, you get the whole, oh man, I'm about to be a dad.
Yeah.
Am I ready for this? Do I want to do
A man
this?
in his
Like,
right
you know what I'm
mind.
saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, all right, well, I gotta man up. I gotta, do what I need to do, to take care of this kid, etc.
And this wasn't your first child, though, right?
No,
Okay.
no.
And so you say you go through the natural reaction. What was her reaction, if you can remember?
It was like wasn't expecting this, reaction. It's like, But I'm like, all right, when you do adult things, you know, adult consequences.
You
know,
do real things.
In that instance, did her demeanor change towards you at all?
Oh no, not in that moment though.
Yeah. So did you have any discussions of like what was gonna take place? Like you have any plans like we gonna do this, we gonna do that with the child, or prepare?
Yeah, so there were discussions of like how, you know, we would deal with the pregnancy and things like that. You know, like I said, I don't believe in abortion. It was my understanding at the time she didn't believe in abortion. So, you know, it's like, all right, well, you know, we're in a relationship. I'm all for doing the parenting thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna make sure that my kids taken care of. You know, and then if not, if we have to co-parent, I'm gonna make sure my kids taken care of.
Yeah,
So just in short, you was ready for the responsibility of being a father. You were
Right,
willing to step up and do what you had to do.
I mean, when you do those type of things, you gotta be ready to do that.
And so at no time did you want to abort the child nor get the child up for abortion?
No.
Okay. So just to fast forward a little bit, again, this is a recap for anyone who's not familiar with this. So you end up breaking up.
Correct.
And what was the process of breaking up? Like what led to a breakup, or did you?
It was partially the incident, you know, that took place. And then, you know, just trying to communicate and everything. And then, you know, like I said, the accusations and everything started popping up. It's like, whoa, hold up.
And when you say accusations, these are accusations of what?
Sexual assault.
And this was like when you was trying to get back with her.
Correct. We were trying to work out, you know, how things was.
So when you first heard these allegations, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
I'm like, oh no, this is not. No, we're not playing this game.
Do you remember who you heard them from, or was it just like whispers?
I actually had got when it had first surfaced from somebody that was like, hey, look, dude, check Facebook.
That's the worst thing. Next to
Man, guess what they said about you?
I'm like,
did you
what?
talk to your mama? Like, you don't want to hear shit like that.
Yeah, no. It's what am I checking Facebook for? You know, like, nah, you need to see this.
You remember exactly where you was at, don't you?
Yeah, without question, bro. It was like that.
It's like 9/11.
I'm about to say 9/11 shit.
Where was you at when Tupac got shot?
Shit.
Bro.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, you know, I go on Facebook and like I'm seeing like all this and you know, I see it, of course, you know, naturally, let me make this phone call real quick. What's going on?
Just real quick, when you see it on Facebook,
Right.
what was the first, like if you can remember, what was the first thing that came to your mind? What was the first emotion that you experienced?
Oh, I was hot. I was angry.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Did you feel betrayed?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Did
like, you know, when you are in a relationship and you give somebody your all, like all of us, we all guys, we've all at least had that one girl that was like, yeah, she's the one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do everything that I can. I ain't gonna cheat. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna go to the club like I used to.
No matter how long it lasts.
And it's like, okay.
That's usually after the first 6 strokes, though. All them emotions.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
But you know, every guy has that one.
In all seriousness.
And you know, it's like, all right, well, you know what? You know, I'm giving this person my all, and then this is what I get on the back end. And I did none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of that.
Let me put a bookmark right here,
Mhm.
because I'm going to forget later. When you gave her, quote unquote, your all,
Right.
and if I'm not mistaken, you in a relationship now?
Correct. I'm married.
Married. How hard was it for you to, do you feel like you giving your wife your all? With the rest of it?
You know, I'm gonna be 100% or whatever. My wife is probably listening right now or whatever, but I think I've told her sometimes. Like sometimes I feel myself holding back from what I usually would do. You know what I'm saying? Because of that scenario, and it's like, wow, you know. And like my wife is gold, like she is right. You know what I'm saying?
But that's some traumatic shit. You're like, no more locked doors. Like, no,
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you, like, and this is almost like Quentin Tarantino movie now. We're going to jump back and forth and confuse people with what's going on.
Nice.
When when you did get with your wife, what were some of the reservations that you did have, and when you was trying to like? Cause when you go through something like that, I can only imagine it's like Kobe Bryant going to a hotel in Colorado the next time they play the Nuggets.
I'm not doing that. I'm sleeping on the jet.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the jet.
Yeah. But like when you how not even just your wife specifically, how long did it take you to be like, okay, I want to be serious with a woman again?
So I'm gonna tell you, bro. Before I met my wife, I was just I'm gonna focus on me. I'm gonna focus on doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Traveling, doing this, that, and the other. And then, you know, I met my wife, and like she just changed, you know, the whole dynamic that I was.
Boy,
yeah,
where's
like
that
it
new
was-
edition when I need it? Where's that new? I needed some slow music right there on that beautiful speech you was about to pull out. But go ahead.
But no, she did. She changed the whole dynamic, and like she was able to break down the walls that I was beginning to form. You know, and it's crazy.
Walls. I had walls like Donald Trump just built, nigga. What you talking about?
No Mexicans. But okay, now I'm just gonna jump back real quick because this is a tie into what I want to talk about too, the trust factors and what happens after you falsely accuse of something.
Right.
Do we just castigate every woman? Do we? Because you know how women get mad at one man and they just hold every man accountable.
Bro,
That's the cliche.
I can't see that though.
No, I'm just gonna say I want to break this down.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can't see myself holding every woman responsible for what this specific individual did.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of women are the ones that are supporting me right now. They hear the story, they look through, you know what I'm saying, like the information and everything like that, and they're like, what? Well, hold up.
Because I remember the nigga they lied on.
Hold on.
No, I'm bullshit.
You know?
But also, so just coming back to the breakup and this situation, you just find out that you've been accused.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have mutual friends, you and her?
Oh, I mean, to this day, we have mutual associates.
At that time, did they like all join her side, or did they join your side, or was they just indifferent?
You know what, man? Like, it was crazy because, like, one, I don't even really know, you know what I'm saying, like, what individuals' thought processes are in reference to this, you know what I'm saying, because I haven't really engaged anybody that was really, you know, rocking with both of us to that extent. Since the scenario, not that I'm running from anybody or whatever,
But you saw
I'm,
something.
but I haven't, and then I wasn't engaging those individuals on a hardcore basis in the first place. I saw some people that, you know what I'm saying, still rock with me. They, hey, what's going on? They see me in public. Hey, what's going on? They, you know, comment on social media, different things like that, you know. And then there's individuals that have known me longer than, you know what I'm saying, the relationship that I had with her, they kind of fell off. Or, you know what I'm saying, or it kind of jumped on that bandwagon. It's like, okay, well, you know, if that's who you think that I am, you know, I can't change that. One thing I can't do is change your perspective or whatever. I can tell you, I can give you all the information that is out there, but I can't change your perspective. You have to do that on your own.
And so, like, okay, once the accusation are made, his Facebook, and that has to be painful, because anytime any kind of rumor hits Facebook, it's a fact.
Yeah, no, everybody wants to jump on it as fact.
Stat probably had about
Until
300 comments.
there's
I seen that look at his eye. I knew that nigga was a rapist.
Until there's something that comes out that disputes it, you know.
And that's sad though, because people gravitate towards negativity. Like if anybody hear anything bad about you and stuff, and especially people who always want to see if you have a pretty much of a good reputation, and you know as a nice person or something, they just look for that, and it's just a sad world that we in. So,
especially the sex tape.
Yeah.
You motherfucker right on it, like, oh, you say who got a sex tape?
Yeah. You threw me off.
He started thinking about it. Who got a sex tape?
So now she just okay. I want to zoom through this again. So she had the child, and you didn't know about it. What did she tell you happened to the child or the pregnancy?
I was informed that the child died at birth.
And then how did you feel about that? Like when you first heard that?
So, I mean, it's a twofold thing. It's like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, kid, lost his life, and then it's like, all right, well, at the same time,
He wasn't 6.
the accusations,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that was out there is like, well, maybe there's less smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for me, I had moved on anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't. I'm not gonna harp on the situation or whatever, and that's all the more reason for me not to have any contact with this individual.
So
Facts.
now that the child has allegedly passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not having any communication with her anymore,
No, absolutely not.
are these rumors or these allegations, like, to be clear, she never went to the police or any type of authorities with this?
Never.
Oh, okay. And that's something that should be noted for a lot of people, because it's a lot of women who, it's crazy because it make it hard for women who do actually suffer from
Right.
sexual assaults.
Right.
I
I mean, to this day, she refuses to even talk to a police
Yeah.
investigator.
Yeah.
But will still make the accusation.
Correct.
Crazy.
And like we talked about one of the court issues or whatever,
Yeah.
and like it's been brought to my attention that it might be for publicity later on down the line.
Okay. I totally get
Fucking
that
sick.
too. And it's a sick world.
Fucking sick.
So, just to rehash, she contacted you out of the blue and told you that the child, in fact, was alive.
Correct.
And it was
Like 2
unprovoked.
years later.
2 years later,
Yeah.
unprovoked. And what was your response to that? Or how, matter of fact, not
Bro.
your response to her, but what was
Yeah.
your internal response? Like, how did you feel?
Yo, bro, at the time I was married. I was
okay,
I was
okay.
married. I was like,
Don't call this number again,
bro.
You sick
Feel
bitch.
like D.L. Hughley right now. Like, what the?
DL was happy though
Right.
with the outcome. Go ahead.
No, I'm like, yeah, I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was automatically like, whoa.
My bad.
Hold up.
Did she know you was married?
No,
Okay.
no. Like, and to my knowledge, the fact that I was married didn't come out until like early this year.
Yeah.
It wasn't no post on Facebook or nothing like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I
I
some
mean,
people got
this-
different definitions. I ain't tell nobody.
Well.
Well.
I mean, if somebody was really like paying attention,
Mm,
I mean, it was evident or whatever. But this specific individual has a self-aggrandizing personality, and according to them, I'm like obsessed, and it's like, yo, you don't even know.
You got no
Like
idea.
I not a second thought, like,
So when
I love my wife and you don't stack up,
Right.
so when you say that, so that was the first thought came in your mind, like, I'm married.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
What was the second thought?
Where is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start getting his DNA out the way or whatever.
At this time, was you like, hope it ain't mine?
Oh, I mean, even to this day, we have reason to believe, and this individual has cast, doubt upon whether or not the kid is mine, which is odd because, you say, oh well, the child is a product of this alleged assault,
She contacted you.
and then
Yeah.
at the same time, the kid's not mine.
Yeah. I mean, but again, we've seen 100 pills. So it's not somebody who has a stable mind, you know what I'm saying? Just from what you told us. But, so when did you actually start searching for Daniel? Because I don't want to just call him the kid. So.
Yeah, so we started the search probably that same day to try to figure out, if we could locate him. Because that's
like
when
that
we
same
found.
day, like that same.
Yeah, so like, bro, like it was literally like I got the text message. I did not respond
Yeah.
to the text message. I put the phone down and I waited for my wife to get to the house. When
Okay.
she got to the house,
Cooked and shit.
I kind of laid it on her. I'm like, hey, babe, like this is the situation. I
Really?
mean, now I'll tell you, my wife knew about this situation from day
Oh, she
one.
already knew.
Okay.
Like,
Okay,
you know what I'm
so it
saying?
ain't like,
I
okay.
day one, I told her, hey, look, before we move forward
Yeah.
or whatever, there's some things that you need to know. Like, let me break this down.
That's
for
the
you.
second line you never want to hear.
Yeah.
That's some things you need to know.
I just have a dick. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, I'm like, let me break this down for you or whatever, and then like you decide what you want to do.
That's
Or whatever.
fair.
Because like at the end of the day,
When you say when was this? After you be honest, because this is a transparent podcast. You had already hit, right?
I'm sorry.
You had already hit
my
before you
wife?
start telling the truth, right?
My wife? Absolutely not.
You told her this before.
Before,
That's
before,
cool.
yeah, absolutely.
That's
not.
remarkable.
Like,
That's
you know,
remarkable.
I think we were on our second date.
Where y'all go to your first date?
That place is closed down. New Orleans on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's you have on?
Huh?
What's you have on? I know you remember.
All black.
But was that as a result of your first your dealings with the baby mama that you was like, I'm not finna have sex with my wife before we even talk about this because she could get attached and all this crazy stuff get set off in her mind. You get what I'm saying?
Well, so like I'm of the mindset, like ain't nobody gonna be able to come up to nobody that I'm dealing with and tell them something about me that they didn't already know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you know the magnitude of this person's reach.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, and
Just
this
in
individual
general.
didn't have that reach
Yeah.
at
So
that
it's
time,
just your
or
character
whatever.
in
It's just,
general.
it's just,
Okay.
just me. Like, no,
On top of
like
that.
I'm gonna let you know up front. Yo,
That's
this
what it is.
This is the situation or whatever. Now you got the option whether or not you want to be involved in it or whatever, because it's some heavy shit that come behind something like that.
Mhm.
And then I want to go into more detail with that. So, just to always speed it up, you've been searching for Daniel for how long now?
Correct. So since 2017.
2017, and she's been antagonized. You anybody who's familiar with, she goes by Anjana Saror. She with the Healing Place. I know I said that name wrong. Real name Reagan. And this is for me to offer anybody, a viewer or listener, a chance to go and check her out. You can see the unstable behavior, and we talked about it last time on the show. Anybody wants to check out the first episode where we go in detailed about it, where she talks about the rape and with comical nature. Alleged. My bad. I definitely want to say that. Good correction. The alleged sexual assault, and she says it with humor. And I've never seen nobody who like made fun of rape or rape allegations or even talk bad about the child.
Mm-hmm.
It's sick on so many levels because so many people to support it. You talk about the other people who were involved in the defamation case,
right,
which we're gonna get into. So you've been searching for Daniel. You've reached out to different people, platforms, and she has a history of this behavior, and she's given up another child prior to this.
Correct.
Without the child's father knowing.
Correct.
So she has a track record for what she's done.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to what she's saying about you, because
more than what is actually public. Put it like that.
Yeah. So and just for clarity, there's no other woman who can come out here and accuse you of rape.
Absolutely not.
So we see who has a track record of the behavior, whatever. But so here we are now, 2020, in August. Where are you at now? Have you made any progress since the last time we spoke? As in finding?
Oh yeah, like so we have narrowed down the search to the agencies that might have been involved. We have put forth the monies and everything to start to connect the dots through the private investigators and all of that, you know, and then there's some stuff on the horizon. We're gonna kind of hold that back, but it's major because we got enough to start, you know, putting our
people's elbow. It's almost people's elbow time.
Damn, like all of that.
And what I want to ask too, though, like so you interact with these agencies, so to speak, whatever they are. Do they have any like liability for, or is it just where? Because
so I'll tell you, we are in the research phase to determine the liability that is there for these
Okay.
agencies, and the reason why is because, like I said previously, like we feel like there's some loopholes that were kind of exploited to even facilitate the situation.
Mm.
So now we about to test a legal gangster.
I like that. Hold on, Jason. You already know what it is. You already know what it
There
is.
you
But so the crux of this whole show right here, the essence of it is like what I'm going to talk about is the accusations.
Right.
Us as being, we've always been privy to some sort of hearing about it, seeing it, whether it's local or mainstream, Mike Tyson, Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
People who went to prison for some sort of sexual assault that they vehemently denied.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you convicted in the court of public opinion.
That's the first thing.
So we talk about false accusations. Shout out to Jason. He put up the accusation where Jaguar Rice said that commented trilingually sexually assaulted her, and it's weird because I hadn't even talked to him about the situation today. I want to ask you, like, how did these allegations change your life, and then change how you view life, and then more importantly, how you view women? Whether it's a thought or a view that's sustained, or was something that just passed by. What out of all of this, what have you learned most about yourself?
So I would say what I've learned most about myself is just the mental resilience, you know what I'm saying, that I have. And you know, I'm a military veteran, and like I've been through and seen a lot, and I just think about all of that, and then I look at this, and it's like a whole different battlefield.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, this day, you know what I'm saying, was a good day, you know, or this day, you know, we took some blows or whatever, you know, like we weren't able to, you know, execute the mission as we, you know, thought that we would be able to, etc. You know, and it's, you know, it's difficult, especially, you know, when the individual or entity that, you know, you're going up against has a PR head start on you, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like this individual has been pushing this narrative since 2014.
Before you even started to speak. Yeah.
Right, before I even knew, you know what I'm saying, really. And then before I even knew that it blew up to the platform that it currently has. And it's like, yo, like, and then like when I saw that, you know, there's 100,000, 200,000 people that is following this nonsense or whatever, without the actual facts and without the knowledge and everything that's behind the situation, there's a whole lot of context that's being left out.
And they say the lie, what they say, the lie gets around the world 2 times before the truth even puts its pants on.
Right.
To start that race, when you first, and you say again, something we didn't touch upon, something we didn't highlight, and she has a big following.
Correct.
She's capitalized off this financially.
Oh yeah.
In so many ways. When you go on the post and you see everybody on there referring to you as quote unquote the rape daddy, or they co-signing her, she making little funny videos that's funny to her, laughing and joking, and you see all this, what goes on in your mind? Because it's like you said, it's like 200,000 verse like 3 at that point where, you know what I'm saying, when you very first start, like how do you mentally be like, okay, I'm about to chop down this tree and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you
chop down the tree one strike at a time?
Yeah. Did you feel confident on the first swing?
I'm the type of person that, like, if there's a situation, if there's some adversity that I gotta deal with, I'm gonna go into it regardless. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it could be trial or error or whatever, but you know what I'm saying, like, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, you know, there's a lot of individuals that have been put in similar positions as I am currently, or whatever. there's no actual format though for how to defend against it and how to deal with it, especially when you have such a platform that is pushing the narrative or whatever. A lot of times what we see, even with these high profile individuals, like it hits the news cycle. It's in the news cycle for a week, maybe a month or 2 months at the longest, depending on the status of that individual and what's going on around their life at that time or whatever. But in my specific case, the narrative is pushed daily.
Yeah.
Like daily. I mean, this individual is online daily, and each conversation that the individual has somehow loops back into me and this accusation.
I'm gonna tell you something that when you just said that, when you mentioned the daily and how these celebrities that go for a little while. I mentioned Tupac and Mike Tyson. These were in the 90s,
Right.
where you had like 3 news stations, and then you had BET and TV.
Right.
Now you got the internet.
Right.
So it's all day, every day.
Right.
So it definitely wasn't a blueprint for this. Just from, you mentioned military.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, like, in your life that prepares you to be able to deal with something like this? Like, even in the military, everything seems like a control chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know when you're going to do this, you know you're going to do this. Might go to this gas chamber or some
Right.
basic training, but do you think, like, is there anything in you that was instilled in you? You seem like a person who's built on integrity and clearing your name.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything specific from your childhood or your youth?
Some things that like stayed with you that you learned from your mom, dad, grandpa, certain things that your people instilled in you in your life that prepared you for certain situations.
Right. So I mean, like with kind of like what you were saying, my grandfather, who basically was, the patriarch of our family, he rest in peace. But he instilled in us, hey, look, this is my last name. Whatever you do, you protect it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, whether I'm in the military or whether I'm, running the streets or, whatever, the name is supposed to mean something. And that's by the family standard. You know what I'm saying? And then, when you got something like this going on, like, no, you're not going to throw, like, at this point, you throwing dirt on my name, but you throwing dirt on my grandfather's name too, and I'm not going to have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not our legacy.
This time is personal.
So just the accusations again. I've never been accused of rape, and I don't think any of you have. So it's like you like no, because it's like you face something like you're the only person in the family who's dealt with this, so you don't want to get adequate, response to it. How does it change your view, like when women accuse men of things of this nature? Like, did it change? Because now,
so I've always been of the mindset, trust but verify. You know what I'm saying? Trust what this individual is saying. Trust what the lady is saying. You know what I'm saying? When she brings forth the accusation, but verify it or whatever. And then we live in America. There's a thing called due process or whatever. Like, whether you like the country or not or whatever, like the due process, you know what I'm saying, is the allegation is made, then there's an investigation, and we see it through or whatever.
More or less.
But
more or less,
right, more
like
or less.
you said, you can sit in jail for 6 months and stuff before you go ahead.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
Yes,
Like,
right.
cool.
But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, afford the individual that, you know what I'm saying, afford me the opportunity to sit in jail for a month, 2 months, a year, or whatever, to sort it out. But at the end of the day, my name's clear. That 1 month, 2 months, a year, whatever, it's worth it to me.
Hold on now, let's just back up, because when did you say that? You knowing that you hadn't raped the person, you feel comfortable sitting in jail just...
Like, I'm just going off of the mindset of due process is slow, right? Let's say, you know what I'm saying, the accusation was made and they came to me. If they came to me and they said, hey, we're gonna hold you until we figure this out. Hold me.
Do you think you've been
because
able
we
to
gonna figure
defend
it
yourself
out?
properly though in jail?
Do I be able
To defend yourself
myself?
properly?
Oh yeah.
Because the resources you have right now as a free man not the same resources that you have sitting in jail.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, from the principle of the
Let me.
situation.
I'm just adding layers to it. I'll get
Right.
what you're saying. I'll get what you're saying. So with the accusations and then like what?
Let me. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I would rather have to sit in jail and it be investigated than, you know what I'm saying, like have to deal with the situation going forth and, you know, my name is being slandered
question.
and everything like that, and you know, nobody's looking into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. I
Do
guess
what
that's
the
what
hell
I'm
you
trying
got
to say.
to do.
Yeah.
I totally get that right there.
But like I said, I mean, when it comes to these women, when they make the allegations, trust them, but verify. And then don't
Do you think it's
wait
hard? Do you think that's
3
giving them too
years,
much of a
5
benefit
years,
of the doubt,
30
though?
years.
When you say trust them, do you think that's giving too much?
He said as far as you can throw
but when you say trust them, I think that's something heavy to just, especially when we have instances like this, where or other instances where this woman has been found out she was mad about a breakup, she is mad because she was cut off. How can you just trust it?
Well, what I'm saying is like,
Because there's something coming from you. Like I said, you in a situation that we have been in, so you got a different perspective.
Right, and I'm gonna tell you like this: I have sisters, I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have female cousins, everything like that. I have a mother, aunts, grandma. If they came to me and said, "Jay, such sexual assaulted me," one, I'm gonna look at that character. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we all got that one relative that takes some stuff and want to twist it, blow it up or whatever to something, and unfortunately, we see people get hurt behind it or whatever, and it wasn't what it was initially stated to be or whatever. But then we got the ones that, you know, little cousin Kiki's not gonna lie about something like
Why
that.
would she? This is the
Or
one.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna trust what she said, and then we're gonna go verify.
And with this situation, you face threats because somebody trusted what she said without verifying. Like people threaten your. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah,
like people threaten your
I've
life in
had
this
people
instance.
threaten my life. Yes.
And so when you like, you military, you made this clear last time. You know how to defend yourself.
Off top.
But when strangers are talking about killing you, and let's just be clear, killing you, what does that do to you psychologically? Like, because I mean, you feel like just an instant when you did some good verification when you came here the first time. You made sure that you was coming to a safe environment. Like how taxing is that on you, your spiritual, mental, that you gotta like?
I've been doing this for a while.
But I'm just saying though, I mean, it's something you don't get used to. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you woke up in Beirut one day and they tossed you your penny loafers and your AK-47 and said, go to the store and give me some bread.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, it's definitely one of those things or whatever that, you know, when I encounter anybody, especially now, I'm vetting who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, what all is going on and everything like that. Like I said, it's kind of instilled in me, you know what I'm saying, to do that. But, you know what I'm saying, like, I will say it's a little bit more intense. As far as, like, you know, trying to make sure that I'm protected, that my family's protected whenever we're moving around and everything like that.
So you almost at bulletproof car stage.
Not quite.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
Another type of analogy.
So right. So to defend your name. Matter of fact, before I get there, we talked about it just a tad bit, but I just want to delve into it more. How hard was it for you to, like, as much as you do trust your wife, how hard was it for you to get to that? Like, you say it's still some things you hold back.
Yeah, no, we're still growing.
Yeah.
We're still growing and whatever. Like, and, you know, like, I there's still things that I hold back. But, I mean, I have all faith that we'll get to where we.
And it's something that you definitely trying to work to.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's not nothing that you
Okay.
intentionally hold back.
It's definitely nothing intentional.
What has she done to, like, I'm sure she's done a lot, but what has she done to offer you the biggest pillar? Like, say if you just sleeping on concrete, as far as the internet goes, social media, what has she done to help push you towards, or has she been a big factor in you, like, pushing forward
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff?
like she's my warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like when you know we all get to those stages where like, man, I don't feel like fighting today. She's like, all right, I'm gonna fight for you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
Like, you know, hand me the sword, I got it.
And do you and her have any children? And then we'll talk about that on the next show. No, but like I'm just saying, like how was she able to get past? Like, is it just your character and the way that when you approached her with the information, what was her response to it?
So, I mean, her response was surprising to me. I will say. I mean, when you tell a woman something like that, you expect them to be like, "I'm out." You know what I'm saying? Like, but she was like, "Well, tell me the story. Like, tell me. I need the details." So I give her the details. Hey, yo.
This was on the second day.
I laid it out on the second day. It was heavy.
Yeah.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you get her some popcorn?
Couple stiff drinks.
Jumbo.
And what was her response? Because like you said, it's heavy. This ain't just some regular.
No, yeah.
This something different for everybody involved in the situation.
Right.
What was her response?
So no, she was like, you know, I'm listening to this. And she's like, you know, I believe you. And I'm gonna tell you like this. My wife, she's an ex-cop. You know, she's a military officer right now, or whatever. And you know, she's well educated. You know, so she got the background to be able to do some discernment. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And
So you say your second day was interrogation?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. She's like, all right. So then what happened?
Yeah.
And then she bringing it back around. Let me, you know, ask the question a different way. You know,
I make sure you ask you the question 3 different ways.
Well, you said y'all at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So how big is your reputation to you, your character? Like, how important is your name to you? You said about what your grandfather said. That's what he instilled in you.
Right.
How big is it to you?
I mean, it's your name is everything, bro. At the end of the day, when they lay you down, you got 3 things primarily on your headstone. You got your first name, you got your last name, the date that you were born, and the date that you died.
And with that said,
That's
what
all
have you
got
done?
left.
What have you done to protect your name? Like
So I filed the defamation suit. We are definitely, like, you know, we built the page and everything. So we're doing everything that we can to get the word out, you know, about the situation. And it's messed up because a lot of people tell me, don't shine light on this. Don't shine light on this. It's a stigma that's gonna be attached to it. And it's like, but is that part of the problem though?
Yeah.
Because you got so many guys that are, you know, possibly in these type of situations, and they not shining light on it because they don't want the stigma. At the end of the day, bro, like, do you sit back and accept it? It's crazy. I saw something online. Let me pull it up real quick, and it's crazy because it almost seems like certain individuals would want to push the narrative that, you know, the guy should just shut up and take it on the chin. And it's like, whoa, hold up. Nah, this not how we rock.
Hey, but you don't say shit, then you won't even know shit like that happen. It's just like all these police killings. It's like, you know what I mean? Any other fucking thing that go on. Like you spoke on it earlier, the Me Too shit. That's the basis, damn near, of a movement. Yeah, that shit happened to me too. Yeah, they discriminate against me too.
Right.
Nigga, that's what it is. So, you right.
So there was a post that somebody had put up a young lady. I'm not gonna say the name because it's not my goal to try to get somebody to bash somebody or anybody like that. But it said, men, if women accuse you of rape, even if you didn't do it, you should shut up and accept the charges. Women have been systematically oppressed for years, and you giving up some years of your freedom doesn't compare to the oppression that they've been through.
That's on Instagram.
That's on Instagram and Facebook.
You follow me to Instagram
and Twitter.
It will be in there.
Hell yeah. That's high level sickness though. So
But you know what? Like it's a young lady that posted it or whatever, and I seen people posting it as if maybe they support it, and then I seen people posting it like, yo, who dropped this person on the head?
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like, that's the type of mentality that I've been, fighting with, you know what I'm saying, for the last several years.
That's almost like where how they Black Lives Matter. They want one white person to take the, what I'm saying, hey man, it was slavery. You speak some cotton. You know what I'm saying? Even though you ain't did shit, you should go and take that case, LJ. Go and sit down. And it's ignorant, but when with the defamation lawsuit, what's the without going into too much detail, like we got a good idea what the defamation was, but like what's some of the things that you presenting in this lawsuit?
So basically, like I said, we're presenting evidence to contradict the sexual assault allegations. We're presenting, the facts of the case. We're presenting, how this has turned into something, and potential motives for doing the things that have been done. And like I said, I mean, there's a team of individuals that is pushing this narrative or whatever, or helping to push this narrative for financial gain. And so, like now you took a baby that's supposed to be mine, placed it up for adoption without my consent. You slandering my name or whatever, and not only that, you gonna try to make money off of it?
That's insane. I gotta ask this one question. Did it ever cross your mind that did you ever think one time like, man, was she plotting this shit from the beginning? Like, since before we fucked?
So, bro,
like how intricate this shit is. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you,
like on some is she a
premeditated.
Is she a serial or whatever this shit called?
I'm gonna tell you without question, bro. Like when we linked with the biological father of the adopted daughter, right? When I heard his story, I was like, yo, did she do this on purpose, yo? Like, it's the exact same. It's the exact same.
So at what point did you have that? You said when you talked to him, this is after all this happened to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I we linked him with his daughter because he didn't know where she was.
That's fucked up.
He didn't know where she
was.
And y'all linked them together?
We linked them together. Or whatever, but when I found him, I talked to him, and like he was telling me, how his situation went down, bro. Like I'm like twinsies, bro. Like what's really going on? Like it's almost to the T exactly the same.
That's crazy.
Without going into details or any names, is she the only person that's part of the defamation lawsuit?
No, there's
a smattering.
There's two other individuals and then 4 entities.
Damn.
This definitely needs to get more light. I hate to use if this was a woman going through anything remotely like that, especially in this climate,
come on, man.
It'll be so much more fanfare.
Definitely a Lifetime movie.
And I want to give a shout out to all the women that you said are supporting you, because I mean it takes. It only take a few to just, to let you know that the whole world ain't gone, man.
Right.
They see the fallacies in this. They see just the evilness. Because when you break it down to it, there's some evil stuff going on. It's sinister, and it's seemingly revolving around the desire to hurt you and the desire to make money.
They the real MVP.
So anytime in any way we can help, let me know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it's just posting video, reposting something, I'm here to help, man. 'Cause it's tough to digest. Like I said, nobody here ever been accused of anything like this. And it's not just the rape allegations, but it's the son, the child that's possibly out there. Don't know he got a father that, you know what I'm saying, a stand-up citizen. You know what I'm saying, somebody who care about him and stuff. And I don't know, man. Like what can you say? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, man. It's remarkable that you got the mental fortitude that you do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know me. I done say at least 6 houses on fire by now. I done invited people to come and kill me like you said you was and stuff. But it's cool, man, that you got a level head in this situation. Cool that you got a support system. And it's even more cool and more inspiring that you didn't have to rally up 200,000 people to do it. You just made your page, you set out your goal. And from what I could see, the goal was to find your son and to defend your name. And I'm sure that make your grandfather proud. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Can you tell people like where to find you at on social media if they want to follow up with this or keep up with you?
It's Where's My Son 2014 on Instagram.
Okay.
It's Where Is My Son 2014 on Instagram.
Okay. And when we post this on YouTube, I'll put that link in the bio so anybody can go and check that out. Anything you want to say in closing?
Just, there's a lot, like I said, that has been going on, especially since the whole Me Too movement and everything. And like I said, we're not bashing any of these women that are coming forward and everything like that. We're actually want to encourage women. If something like this has been perpetrated, something like the type of allegations that are made against me has been perpetrated against you, please come forward. In the beginning, we know that it might be difficult and everything like that, but come forward in the beginning because situations like this cast doubt upon, real situations. And then, for the guys, if you are being accused of these type of allegations and everything like that, and this is not you. There's ways that you can defend yourself against these type of allegations or whatever. Like it's unfortunate, but as a man, I can't go to the police and say she accused me of rape. Trust me, I tried it. She accused me of rape. Investigate this.
Real quick, what would you do? What suggestion would you make for any guy who's in this situation? Like, what would you tell them to do?
So, and it sucks. It's horrible or whatever. But like, if you in a relationship with a woman that you feel is toxic, like you got to be able to recognize that. You got to be able to recognize that toxicity. And then get it out your life.
And what would you point out? What's some of the factors that you would point out to let them know that? Because really, you missing out on the bag. Flag. You really could hold a whole seminar.
Yeah, it's crazy. But in my situation, I'm a little bit different because I didn't see a whole lot of red flags. You know what I'm saying?
Even in hindsight, you don't think you was...
Even in hindsight, I didn't see a whole lot of the red flags. Like I said, I saw a couple. One, when I initially met the individual, there was an accent that shouldn't have been there, and then
what?
there was an accent that shouldn't have been there, and then
an accent.
What kind of accent?
Like almost like a British accent.
That's all I need to know, James Bond.
Shit, you a con woman.
but then after that or whatever, there was the medication issue, and then it was just like, all right,
who's been in my bloody body?
But no, for the guys though, like for real, like if somebody is out here saying that you committed these atrocities, basically, and you didn't do it, there's a way to deal with that. You can't go to the police. Don't try that because they're gonna look at you like, why are you standing in front of me? We can't do nothing for you. But what you can do is you can retain your lawyer. draw up that defamation suit, but make sure you have documentation. And it's crazy because like when I was in the relationship with this individual, a lot of the stuff that was being, I guess, documented was just, in the moment, like, hey, I didn't know that years later it was gonna come back and be something that I could say, well, hold on, yeah, and then like I'm the type of person, I have like my old, when I go get a new cell phone, I don't turn in my old cell phone, like, so like I'm able to pull up those old conversations and things like that or whatever, versus being just SOL. Because like, imagine had I not had all that. I mean, it's an uphill battle for me right now. You know what I'm saying? And I have documentation and everything like that or whatever. But imagine had I not had any of that.
Yeah. And it has done a fantastic job of exonerating you in the most, most public opinion. Because a lot of people see those text messages where she was very forthright in her desire to have sexual intercourse. I was cool with that one. She was very forthright in her desire to have sexual intercourse. But it cleared up a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Because she can't deny right there the proof. And even more remarkable is the fact that she still has that support. But when it's going down, they ain't going down with her. So she can kiss her.
They not reading the old text messages like that.
No, I mean, well, the crazy part about it is a lot of those individuals don't know where the page is, don't know the page exists or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But then I'll tell you, there are some that do know it, and they just hardcore, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
They didn't drink it, and then, went back and, got the backwash. But it's like, hold up, there's always gonna be that aspect, and it's crazy, and not to turn into a political type situation. But I mean, it's the same thing that we see with 45.
Hold on, I'm a friend of 45.
I mean, it's the same thing, though. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you got some people that rock with him, which is fine or whatever, and then you got some people who's like, I'm not rocking with him. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, so and then you got some that are marginal with them. And then you got some that's like, I'm going to ride for him. Like, and regardless, of what's said or done or whatever, that's my guy.
And just to differentiate that for a second, a lot of people, they rock with him based on emotion, and they disregard him based on emotion. The things you present are facts. So let's just separate you from that whole thing, because the things you're showing is irrefutable. You know what I'm saying? So political parties, it shouldn't be able to refute this kind of truth. So you way above 45 in every regard.
Undope people.
So again, man, anytime we can support, we definitely gonna do it. I'll continue to reach out, and not even just hoping to reach out. I pray for the best.
Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate it, brother. We definitely do. We appreciate you using your platform to help us, help us out and everything like that. And as we move forward, we'll definitely be in touch to kind of keep you in the loop, because we show love where love is shown to us.
Man, I just want to see the W. Shit, this is so damn stupid.
This shit crazy, dog.
Bro, I just want to say God bless you and continue the good fight, man. You seem to be an upstanding citizen, man. You answered all the questions in this interview like it was a deposition. Like you clearly been to court a number of times. You've been through some things, brother. So I'm praying for you as well, because I know this shit ain't in your favor to begin with, let alone like you described the come from behind. You know what I mean? The underdog win.
I appreciate that.
Conceited
Knowbody,
behind you, man, 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're behind you 100%, man.
Appreciate that.
You got a speech prepared, man. Go on, let that speech out. You was ready, man. Come on, man. You ain't just stop like that. That motherfucker single tear about to pop down. No, but real shit. Shout out to Jason. You gonna be an hour.
Yeah,
He's a comedian.
Des Moines next.
He definitely gonna take some.
Next Saturday, 2 shows at Teehees Comedy Club. That's gonna be at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. So if you in Iowa, and you probably not if you listening to this damn podcast, nigga.
But they will after.
right on.
We'll see you out there with a t-shirt.
Right.
Yeah. But you got anything you want to say, Chad?
Man, make sure y'all check out the Conceited Knowbody, streaming on all platforms tomorrow. Man, support what's right, man. That's what I'm gonna say, man. Support us, get behind the movement. Not even gonna dumb it down to a movement, but you know what I mean. Help my man find his son, man.
It's a movement. We can relate to it as a movement.
For sure. So, yeah, like you said, because he could, man, like you said, you could be a platform for other brothers, like you said, who going through similar situations, and they just don't want to say nothing or speak up about this because we don't have the powers to be.
Right.
You feel me? So, yeah, like we behind you 100%. So,
Again, appreciate you coming. Appreciate the squad for being here. Another fantastic episode of the best podcast you never heard. Conceited Knowbody. Look forward to the video and the quest of exonerating LJ and finding Daniel. See y'all next week.
The Conceited Knowbody. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m.